Well, here we are, Tuesday, August 5th, and we are going to attempt to remove this 4600 from the lake. She went into the water a week ago Saturday, and operator error all the way. MSHA is on their way out here to supervise the removal. With the kindness and the gracious of their good hearts, they have sped up the recovery, allowing us to move forward. We have lost control of the water rising. We've been removing water. We dropped the water point about 9 feet. And for whatever reason, we are losing ground today. So after 7 days of pumping, the water had come up almost 18 inches overnight. So we have to go. We have to go today. You can see the water line on the drag line, how high it was. The drag line was 2/3, but luckily the engines were shut off. The engines did not consume water, so we should be good. It's just going to matter of drying her out, getting her out, and then hoping for the best, preparing for the worst and hoping for the best. We are going to be using 2 D9s. That's a brand new one, and we have a D9H that's behind her. She's a good old gal. And then we are going to supply air by way of using the compressor off this 750 service truck. We have an umbilical cord, an air hose running all the way down to it. We have it plumbed in, and we have all the locks in the correct position. And we do not want to start building air until we have all the Samson Python slings energized. And once we have them energized, we don't have to worry about any mishaps with that drag line moving. Then we will pound the air to it, get it up to pressure, and then when everything is exactly where we want it, then we will proceed with the removal. Come around here and get a good look at that D8. We have 2 heavy mine recovery Python Samson slings. They are hooked to the drawbar with soft shackles, and then to the factory tow hooks by Caterpillar that are placed on their belly pans up underneath the radiators on the bottom side of the machines. These are the guys getting our heads together. We got our walkie-talkies, making sure our safety checklists are all in place. We've gone over it several times. We're hoping we're going to do this without incident. I'm pretty confident that that's exactly the way it's going to go down. It's a one-time, one-shot deal here. I'm going to break for now. I'll resume our recording when we have MSHA in place and we start making things happen. All right, until then, see ya.
Here we are on scene, assessing the situation and securing this Manitowoc 4600 to keep it from drifting any farther to the left. When we arrived, the dragline had managed to catch itself on a ledge, which prevented her from sliding any deeper into the lake. The water off to the left side of the machine dropped to roughly 45 feet deep, so with all things considered, we were extremely fortunate with the position that she was in when we got there. One of the first steps was tethering a D9H to the counterweight of the 4600. This was done while we worked through an initial recovery plan and ensured that the dragline wouldn't shift or become any more submerged than she already was. At this point, priority was stabilization. Nothing moves until the situation is fully under control. We ran 2 diesel generator water pumps day in and day out, gradually lowering the water level by about 9 feet. Here, you can see Carl running the D9, pushing material down toward the excavator. The excavator was used to carefully ladle material back into the lake, building up a bench directly to the side of the dragline. This step was critical. The goal was to prevent any further sliding and to create the most stable and secure work area possible before we ever even attempted a pull. Once we achieved that, we were able to lower the grade and create a workable area where the bulldozers could safely get into position. Controlling the water level was just as important to us as controlling the machine itself. At this point, we confirmed that the rear engine, an 855 big cam Cummins, was still operational. Thankfully, it never took on any water. Unfortunately, the front engine, a K19 Cummins, wasn't as lucky. With nothing more than some new batteries and a starter, the 855 was brought back to life, and we used it to assist the dragline in traveling under her own power during the recovery. With the bench built, the water level lowered, and the machine stabilized, it became a matter of coordination. The dozers were positioned, operators were ready and standing by, and the recovery ropes were energized and set. Everything was in place for the first pull. Here we are making our first recovery attempt. 2 D9s and a D8 are giving her everything they've got, and the 4600 is moving. Slowly but surely, she's crawling her way out of the lake. Progress like this doesn't happen fast, and patience was key. Throughout the process, we had to make several stops to reposition the bulldozers and relocate the recovery slings. The slings, which were routed through the car body of the dragline, had to constantly be monitored to protect them from any damage. The high water table made conditions even more challenging, creating extremely soft ground and limiting how much traction the dozers could get. After the second full pull, the progress really started to become evident. The dragline was noticeably farther out, and confidence was building across the entire crew. Right here, it may look like 2 D9s make contact, but rest assured, it was a very close call, but they did not hit each other. The pulling angle dictated much of the direction that the dozers wanted to travel. And after a full day of recovery efforts, the teams headed home to rest, regroup, and come back recharged for what we hoped would be the second and final day. We managed to get very lucky on the second recovery attempt of day 1. Just as the dragline came out of the water, the non-operator side drive chain failed. You can see us cutting the chain out here. It tangled and wadded up when it broke, which meant that it had to be removed in sections, adding some extra time to the job. Once again, we were thankful that this happened after the machine was out of the lake and fully visible. Unfortunately, our Kubota lowboy diesel generator, mounted on the catwalk of the dragline, did not survive its unexpected swim. These generators are used to power the drum blower fan assemblies commonly found on 4600s, and this one didn't even have more than 80 hours of runtime on it. Here we are, making the final pulls, now using only 2 D9s to get the dragline onto level, dry ground. While she was technically out of the water after day 1, we needed to make sure that she was sitting above the high water mark before the lake began filling back in. And here we are, having successfully completed the recovery of the Manitowoc 4600. This is the moment we finally take a breath, congratulate one another, and put this chapter into CDS history behind us. Recoveries like this are never simple, never predictable, and always a team effort. and this one was no exception. And that's where we'll wrap up the recovery of this Manitowoc 4600. Jobs like these don't come with a playbook. Every situation is different, every decision matters, and everything depends on experience, teamwork, and a whole lot of trust in the people around you. If you enjoyed seeing how this recovery came together, or if you've been part of a job like this yourself, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your perspective. Make sure you're subscribed for more dragline work and heavy equipment content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.